What is up, all my friends all over the world? This is Chris, CKHO81. I'm about to do a reaction to a video that popped up as a clip of one of PBD's, Patrick Bet David's videos from his Vaultainment collection. This is with Dame Dash. So Dame Dash, as it says in the title, is a Roc-A-Fella founder. So he's one, I think, of two main guys that founded it. And then he eventually took over completely, I believe is how that happened. So Dame Dash is like super popular, been in the music industry. He's been like a producer, record label guy for like a long time. So he knows dirt on probably every musician. He knows dirt on like the whole industry. And so he's going to be talking about that type of thing right now. This one's titled 100% True. Roc-A-Fella founder Dame Dash confirms hip-hop is a CIA Psyop. Now, that could be either really big clickbait, but I don't see PBD doing that. So I believe this is the real deal. We're going to get some real deal information about this. I've heard this before, that hip-hop and rap and gangster rap, the whole thing has been like funded by like government agencies, and they want to promote like destruction of a community, things like that. And perhaps he's going to be talking on some of these points. So I seen this. I wanted to watch it. I seen it earlier today when I was getting ready for work. I was just going through YouTube, wanted to find something to put on in the background, listen to as I was getting ready. And I seen it, and I wanted to click it so bad. I'm like, but this seems like a really good, interesting video to react to and get other people to watch it with me, and then for you guys to be able to comment and maybe strike up some cool conversations and things like that. So yeah, I held on all day. I didn't do it, and I saved it till now. So I'm excited to react to this little clip. I haven't seen this. Oh, and not only the clip, the whole video showed up as well because I'm subscribed to this channel as a recommended for me to watch, and I haven't done it. So, and I believe the original full video of this is a couple days old already. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Now, this, like I mentioned a second ago, I'm already subscribed to Vaultainment. If you guys are not subscribed to me yet, I have an ongoing thing. Click that button, smash it in, beat it up, get that subscribe in there. Once you do, I'll subscribe back to you. So subscribe to me. I got you back. And then also, I like to do something as well, and that's give the like right from the beginning. That way I know I don't forget to do it, especially on a video like Vaultainment. I'm a big fan of what they do. They have all different opposing voices from the left, from the right, that they bring together and have discussions, things like that. So I'm like, thumbs up like on that one. I think discussion is super important and pivotal to growing as a people and as a society as a whole. People from different viewpoints getting together, and people that can respect each other in other ways, having awesome conversations. So I'm a fan of them big time. So I wouldn't want to forget to give that like. If it was like a horrible video or any video that I react to, I could take it back. So far, I've been pretty good, though. I haven't seen any horrible videos. So, all right. Now, without further ado, I'm going to blow up the screen to full, and let's get into this.
This bullshit matters. What's happening with the government, no matter who's president, them kids in Chicago are still sitting in a warehouse with no fucking outdoor space, and with a fourth grade reading education, and they still foaming at the mouth because they're giving them drugs to get out of jail called the CUT program. And they're breathing mold in their air. And we forgot about the kids. We got bigger issues. I'm not worried about other people's problems. I'm worried about my culture, the people I love and how they're being oppressed, and the cycles that need to stop, and the people that are enabling us. And that's who I be going at. Success for me and how much money I make is how I move the needle for my culture. And I'm not talking about black, white. I'm talking about creative thinking. I think politics are dumb.
Okay.
If we're both fighting for America, how are we going to fight each other to fight for one thing? If I'm trying to save a block and you trying to save my block, I'm not going to...
Yeah, I mean, I have a completely different point of view on that one. I mean, it's different ways. You have groups of people that committed to joining a party, and that party has political policies that they want to see through. So both sides do that. So even if, let's say, the one side, the left in the US, is really very much divided between two powerhouse parties. I guess in Canada it really is too, NDP and Conservative. But you have those two parties, and they have one conclusion: they want to help people grow and the economy grow, while the left wants to tax the corporate like the corporations and the companies, the people that provide the jobs, at high exponential rates, thinking that they can subsidize the people in lower end with the money that have a lot, or the companies that have a lot. But what we've seen in Canada happen and in the US is when those governments get in, what will happen is these companies and corporations will leave, and they'll go to places where they can manufacture and they can do business for cheaper and pay less taxes. So then you see them spring up in places like Mexico, in China, Singapore, you name it. Just one of the countries that are more, I don't necessarily like that term third world, but they're not first world. They're not, and the G7, let's say, countries outside of the G7. So where they're economically not as powerful or as strong. So, then we lose those jobs. So instead of gaining jobs and gaining money, they just leave, right? And then where the conservatives and in the U.S., in this case, the Republicans, not the conservatives. This is U.S. we're talking about. They have conservatives as well, but their party is the Republican Party over there. In Canada, it's the Conservative Party. But they want to help and build economy. But in that same instance, what they'll want to do is lower the taxes for a lot of the corporations, and hoping to bring in more corporations, which create more jobs and builds the economy. So they could have the same goal in mind. You know what I mean? Let's strengthen the economy, but they go about it in two completely different ways. Now, a lot of people don't like that because they say, well, you're giving all the rich people the break. But if you don't, they run away. All right? You can't force them to stay in your country and do business. Right? So the one thing that you can do is, if companies still want to mess off into the place like Mexico and stuff, and where they can manufacture for cheaper, and then they want to sell all their goods back to the U.S., sell all their goods to Canada. What you could do is like embargoes and stuff like that, where you put bigger tax on them. Okay, cool. If you want to go build cars Ford in Mexico instead, then when you go to sell them in the U.S. and Canada, then the taxes are going to be so high, it makes more sense that you might as well just stay and manufacture in the U.S. So, I mean, that's one way they can do it, because a lot of the corporations will try to cheat the process. And so there's ways to kind of keep it in line. But, I mean, what we need is to have conversations and really kind of work it out. So what he's saying is, while you have the government and two factions going to war with each other, it's because their ideologies or ideas, even if they're on the same spectrum where they want to do the same goal, to get to that goal is going to be such a different process. And so they're going to want to fight and battle. Like, I mean, religions fight each other, not just different religions. People that are the same religions. There's Christian sects like Catholics and the Protestants. The Protestants were Catholics, are considered, I think, themselves still Catholic. They're not Roman Catholic, though, right? And then you got, like, I could just go on about that stuff forever. This guy got me right off the bat. I like to talk politics, and especially geopolitics and world events and what's happening now type of scenarios, and op-eds, like opinion pieces. I like to give my opinion, and I like to hear other people's opinion as well, and not just people's opinion that are in my same type of thinking. I want to hear people even more so outside of my thinking, because it's either going to do two things. It's going to strengthen my own belief system when I shoot my opinion off at somebody else, and they can't counter it to a point where it doesn't make sense for me anymore. Then it can solidify my opinion. And then on the other hand, by hearing other opinions, on the flip side of that, if somebody has a way better opinion than myself, I'd be ignorant not to be open to their opinion when they can like lay it out and they can back it with facts and different things like that. So then it forces me to expand my worldview and things like that. So I do like that. I try not to keep myself stuck in an eggshell or in a echo chamber. Okay, let's continue on. We're only 51 seconds in. I've already spoken for a majority of this video.
Fight you to save the block, we're going to fight together. So instead of worrying about the bullshit, we need to worry about what's going on with these kids, why they can't read, why do they build a jail cell for every time a kid can't read past the 4th grade? That's the problem.
Jeez.
Is why is all this independent sector, the government with these big budgets, paying people to do things for the people, but they're not looking at where they're spending the money or how they're spending the money? How could a kid's jail be $1.2 a bed for a child, and they don't even let him buy a real toothbrush? That's the problems that I'm dealing with in this moment, is education and teaching, my culture. If you could, half the people that give a fuck about Trump or Biden, they probably don't even know how to get a law passed. They don't know how to lobby. They don't even know how to change things. You understand what I'm?
That's probably true. Like the average voter doesn't know how to do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like the average voter is people that vote generally are people that are in touch with the world, I think, in some degree. More than the people who probably don't vote. They just really don't care. You know what I mean? That's like for the most part, I think it's like that. I think people have also given up on voting because they just feel like their vote isn't going to change nothing, or they, whatever side they vote for, bad things are still going to happen. But I mean, for the most part, people kind of have an idea of what's happening that tend to vote.
I'm saying? Like, to make a law or to make change in America is a unilateral decision. A lot of people got to agree. So that should be what we should be doing, is trying to work on how to stick together instead of what makes us separate as a social class. It's not about black or white. It's about 99% of the world that got to work for the 1%. And the way...
So he's right by that comment. He's definitely got a democratic or a communist or a socialist position there, which socialism, like I'm in the middle. I mean, with everything, socialism included, you know what I mean? You do need to have a solid social structure to take care of people that can't and won't. You can't just have people all over the streets because they won't or can't. That's not good. You got to like make sure that you feed people, that we have enough that people can get fed and have shelters over their head. He mentioned something about education, how we got to focus on the education for these kids and reading levels and things like that. Well, one way we can do that is we need a major overhaul in our education system. As somebody who was classified, they try to label me as ADHD, or back in the day, they want to just label me and drug me and system and just like, hey, let's just get him to a point where he's not disruptive. But it was so bored. Eventually, they ended up doing tests on me, and I have high intelligence. I ended up skipping a grade because of it. I 7 to 9, so I was in 7 already. So however you want to look at it, I skipped a year and a half, almost 2 years, like however you want to look at that. But it was as I was extremely bored. School is not one size fits all, and lessons aren't. I learn more off the internet and watching YouTube videos and documentaries and nature shows and history shows. I did probably majority of my school years as a whole. You know what I mean? And the way that we're teaching things and making it, streamlining it. Like, why do we got to do, if we learn how to do 5 times 6 and 7 times 4 and all these different equations, and we know our times tables and we know how it works and we know the recipe and we know how to figure it out, why do we got to practice it for a month or 2 months straight and not expect kids to be bored? They're going to sit still and stuff like that. That's asking a lot. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be having something like that. We should be able to move on. If kids can like prove that they know and learn their lesson that they're trying to be taught, they should be able to move forward, not do something repetitively over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? and then give them a chance. Like, okay, cool, you got this done, you've proved this. Now you got some time in your day. We're going to allow you to watch some whatever nature or history shows or science shows or something like that, visual, and or because kids these days, especially, it's the screens that we're using. You know what I mean? They're more attentive to that type of stuff, right? And they can read comments while they're watching a video. If it's like a nature show, they can do all different stuff. It's way more interactive in that sense. And that's the main thing. If you want to get the attention of kids and get them to learn stuff, we got to change dramatically the way that we're doing education. If you like the old way, I'm not saying get rid of the old way. If there's kids that do well in the old way, they can continue on it. But if there's kids that aren't doing well, like, we got to try things instead of just having them fail. Like, we got to open the door to a lot more possibilities. And I think even the people that can get through the education system the way it is, if you ask them, they could tell you could be better as well too. And if you presented them and they're learning at a higher level through the new way, then I think that they should be open to it as well. So the whole new way should be open, and it should be the old way, and the parents like that better and things as well. But this is too much. Our education system, even here in Canada, it's went a lot of the same ways it has in the U.S., and our education system is deteriorating at a high level here in Canada as well. And we had a very high education system not that long ago, 15 years ago, some of the best in the world. And I don't know if we actually hold that title right now. But again, I'm talking a lot. We're only 2 minutes into this video, and I've already talked this much. Let's go. Let's hear more what Dame Dash has to say.
They make the 99 fight each other so that we continue to separate and work for the 1%. So either way, all these people that care about the president are paying for a billionaire, but both of them. I'm not jacking none of that. Pause, because I don't know what's going on. They're all gray areas. I can just control what I see and know. I'm not depending on the government to pay for my hospital bills. I'm not depending on the government to pay for my where I live. I'm not knocking anyone that does, but I'm in the unless it's capital gains, the 40 to 50% bracket. Okay. And I always owe taxes. So when you owe $12 million of taxes, how do you pay that back without making $24 million?
$450.
But they snatching your money every day. They fucking with your working capital. You know what they don't teach you in school? How to have money, how to keep money. You know why my network is I don't know how to keep it. I never went to school. Nobody taught me how to keep money and when to pay taxes with capital.
I agree with that point. They don't teach that. It's a super important lesson about how to keep money, how to invest it, how stocks work, how taxes work, how all these different types of things, how RSPs and all these other things. I think in the 401ks, what you guys call it in the U.S., we call it RSPs. I believe that's the same thing. Okay, let's go. I want to just add that input. He's right there.
Gains, what's a trust? Well, you know, no one taught none of that shit. So that's what we do. We talk about people that don't matter, shit that doesn't affect our personal life, and we're worried about what other people do and what they could do for us when we should be worried about focusing on how to do for ourselves and understanding the money is man-made. I don't give a fuck about money. There's no goal behind it. It's all a Ponzi scheme. I care about love as my currency. How much time I spend with my child. What's my net worth? I'm a dad. That I pick my kid up from school and I bring him to school. And I can bring him to work. And I can bring him to a jail. I can bring him to a school. And he's going to watch his daddy be a superhero. That's all that matters to me. So when you look at all these so-called moguls, you don't see their family life. You see contrived pictures of something that doesn't even matter on a red carpet. And their children aren't with them. I'm at home with my kids, and then I'm being creative, and I'm creating my own. Like, I direct my own movies. I get them funded or fund them myself. I put them out, distribute them myself, and then I put them on my own streaming service. That's amazing. To be able to write a book and sell 60,000 books by myself and you don't know it, that's amazing.
That's impressive.
To have my own sneakers, to have my own, all that shit is amazing.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not worried about that bubblegum shit. That's why I left it. You understand what I mean? But I'm not going to be grouped up, never. And the feds don't need to call me because if they watching or listening, they like, yo, this motherfucker just living a nice, pleasant, boring life. The only lawsuit you're going to get from me is I yelled at you. That's it. You're not going to get none of that old funny shit because that's not what I do.
If he's caught up in all that Diddy type business.
And the receipts are there.
Jay-Z's apparently
period. I tape everything. So, yeah.
That was great. By the way, why do you think crime is so high in Chicago?
Because it's such a big state.
You think because it's a big state?
Yeah, it's like 16. You see,
There's plenty
That's
of big
it?
states, but why is Chicago so high?
Go Google it. It's the
That's
reason
just-
why they say the crime rate is what's relative to how many people are there. So many people get killed because so many
Okay,
people
well,
in one
there's
spot.
correlation,
You understand what I'm
true.
saying? It's just a big spot. That's why it is. But I would say the reason
more
why is
people,
because the
obviously,
government
there's gonna be-
enables the kids.
But you look
They're
at
not doing
percentages.
anything to stop it. It's happening worldwide. They're getting kids used to going to jail.
So you think
what
it's
happens
bad
when
policies?
I just think that if you put a kid
Yeah.
in a situation where he has enemies
Mm-hmm.
and then take him away to go to jail and come back and put him back in the same situation,
Mm-hmm.
he going back to jail. I think if you don't educate a child and you disenfranchise his
But where
family,
those enemies come
you're
from?
going to jail.
He's got
Rob, could you
born
pull up the
enemies.
clip? Could you pull up the clip by Ice Cube? I'm curious, and I still have
Don't join the
one
gangs.
last question within that context that I go back to, but I
And
want
you
to play
don't
this
got
clip
no-
for you. Here's Cube
No enemies.
with Bill Maher.
Unless you make
and
them
I kind of
by
want you to
doing
hear
something.
this and tell me if you agree with him. Go for it.
Okay, let's take rap music.
Let's take it.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons.
True.
So
Literally the same people?
literally the same people who own the labels own
Is that true?
private
Though?
prisons.
Was Dame
So
gonna say?
you know, it seems really kind of
Okay, I gotta pause this because right now they're essentially doing a reaction to a video of Bill Maher and Ice Cube, Dame Dash, and PBD are reacting, and I'm reacting to them reacting to that. This is the first time I knew that would arise eventually, that I'd be reacting to somebody's reaction, and here we go.
suspicious, if you want to say that word, that,
It seems obvious.
you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you
Okay.
write those lyrics.
It's not about
It's talking about the
making
CIA.
it's not about making
Like pretty
somebody
much
write
Psyop.
the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. You know, some records are made by committee.
Okay, we're gonna have a problem in about 30 seconds if I don't go turn this off first. I talked a lot more than I expected to, and I'm cooking food and I have a timer in my oven that's about to go off, and it's gonna go beep every probably good 10-15 seconds, and it's super annoying. Through all that, I can be there and back in about 15 seconds. So let's just pause the video for 15 seconds and I'll turn that off. See my cat in the window. And you can still hear me, I think. Okay, timer is off. Just as simple as that. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if you could see. I didn't look at the screen before I sat back down. If you were able to see Mateo, but that was my cat
Me
Mateo.
and record
You got
company
to see
guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. So the narrative is really kind of, you know, structured and really made into what the record company want the record to
Right.
be, and what the, you know, a lot of artists are
I've heard that.
frustrated with this kind of music making. You know, a lot of people, you know, feel like they're being controlled by the label.
You can
This
stop
is
right
how they
there, Rob.
do it.
What are your thoughts on what he's saying here?
It's true. It's obvious.
So
You never
obvious,
told me
he says.
if a boss is a good boss if his whole crew goes to jail. Not Trump, just in general.
If a boss,
If his whole crew goes to jail, he's
Yeah.
around the mark.
right?
If his whole crew goes to jail, is he a good boss?
You ever been to jail?
Can you answer my question?
I don't judge it that way.
I'm asking you a question.
I wouldn't judge it that way.
Okay. So you don't judge a
Yeah,
good
I
boss
wouldn't.
by how good his family rolls?
Well, let me ask you a different question.
But I'm asking you a question.
How about I ask you a different question? Here's a question for
But
you.
I'm asking you a
How do you judge a boss if 47 people around
I
them
didn't ask
get
you
killed?
that. I didn't ask you that. Oh, it depends. If it depends on if it was 4,000 people and only 47 got killed, then I'll say That's not a bad odd.
Got it. So then it depends. Would be the answer,
I asked
right?
you if his whole crew goes to jail,
Yeah.
is he a good boss?
I thought you were trying to unify. Now you're trashing the president.
I'm not,
I mean, what kind of a unifier are you? What happened?
Wait.
Choose a position.
No, you can't tell me what to do.
Tell me.
Listen. You're not listening.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that about Trump. I'm saying that in general.
Yeah.
Forget Trump. If you're a boss and your man right there and everyone that's in here goes to jail but you, are you a good boss?
So was Sugar good boss?
You're not going to answer my question, huh?
Because it depends. It's the same answer you gave.
I'm not talking about another man.
I would tell you it depends.
Okay. So it in
depends.
what way could your whole crew go to jail and you're a good boss?
Yeah.
But in what way can 47 associates close to you get killed?
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
I'm asking a question from you.
But you're not answering mine. You're not answering mine.
Because I'm giving you the same answer you're giving.
I didn't give you. Wait, I'm asking you a question. No, I'm asking you. All I said was
it depends.
I didn't say it depends. I said
did.
if
I gotta
a
watch this
boss
whole episode.
goes, if his whole crew goes to jail, and he does not,
Yeah.
is he a good boss? I'm not talking about
Well, that
Trump.
implies that
You
he's
are
a
talking
snitch.
about-
No,
The
I'm
boss
not.
man's
You
a
know how many
snitch.
motherfuckers I know whose whole crew went to jail?
Yeah.
That's just the shoe fits wearing. I don't have no
But
beef
you-
with
you
listen.
were- you-
I guess it wouldn't make sense. He's just letting all his
I'm
guys
not in
fall
here to
for
be
him.
Trump bashing or Biden bashing or any of that. I'm just asking you a question of logic, not about politics.
Dame, do you think racism exists?
So you're not going to answer my question.
But I gave it to you. I said it depends.
That's not an answer. You know that.
Do you think racism exists?
Of course it does.
It does.
Yeah. I'm racist as fuck.
I didn't expect that.
It's so funny about that.
Dame Dash is confused. Like, what do
You said
mean?
you're racist yourself?
Yeah.
Why are you?
I'm against bitch ass niggas.
Okay. So, but is that skin color or could that be white, black, Asian,
So,
anything?
White, black, Asian,
anything. Okay. So let me specify. Do you think racism towards a skin color or nationality, ethnicity exists?
There's definitely things that I assume
Yeah.
because of color. If you want to call that racism, yeah, just because of natural experience. And
So what do you
algorithm.
think about when you see a white guy, executive of a major label? What do you think about?
Of a major,
Label, like music label. Let's just say,
let me finish.
Yeah.
A major black label. If a white guy's running a black label, that's problematic for me.
if a white guy's running a black label,
Yeah.
how about a black guy running a white label?
It doesn't happen, but it doesn't matter. I think there's no such thing as a white
Really?
label. That's what's funny, right? When you go into music, there's
Yeah.
black music, but there's no white music. They don't have a white music division. It's just a black music division. Why is that? Is that racist?
So
I'm asking you, is that racist?
can you be, I'm not in the space, so I don't know. So be specific. Like who has a black?
Every music.
Do they say black or do they say hip hop?
They
Because
say-
Eminem is white and he sold
Bro,
more records
I'm
than
not
most.
sugarcoating shit.
Yeah.
I said it's called black music. Head of black music.
I'm not black and I listen to hip hop.
It's not what you're not answering any of my questions, bro.
Yeah.
I said, is it racist?
Invite me on your podcast. I'll answer
I
your
will.
questions.
All right,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Come to America New. You owe me that.
I'm with you.
That's my thing.
I'm game. I'm with you.
all right.
I'm with you.
What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, there is a black music division in every label. There is.
Okay.
And there isn't a white music division in every label.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, is that racist? But you're not going to answer. It's going to
It's a
depend.
type of stereotyping. It's
No,
a type of
I don't know the
discrimination.
facts.
I gave you the facts. You do know the facts. Now.
No, I don't.
I'm telling
not-
you the facts.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
I would say
How much? What's your net worth?
a hip-hop
What's your net worth?
division.
What's your net worth?
I got a couple dollars. Yeah.
So you asked me,
Yeah.
and I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What's your net worth?
Put it between 300 to 500.
300 or 500 million? No, send something over.
Send some what?
Send something over. When you say net worth, that means you looking at $500 million cash.
Yes.
You pay taxes on it.
Cash. I would say shy of 200 cash.
Oh yeah, send something over, man.
Yeah.
You want? I'm at an auction. I'm about to sell my interest of Reasonable
Send it
Doubt,
over,
Roc-A-Fella Inc.
Okay.
You want to buy it?
What's it going for?
It's at auction.
At auction?
Yeah.
Tell me. Send me an information. I'll look into it.
I'm telling you.
I send it to me
We talking.
if it's an auction.
I'm talking. It doesn't
I'm
have
going to be able
auction.
to bid. No, you said auction.
It's
So
at,
as an auction,
you
I'm
said
also
you said how much is it? It says at auction,
Yeah.
but you have a judgment.
Dame Dash is
what-
argumentative.
Hey, I
anything
have a
past the
feeling
judgment-
our dinner will
Find
be 10
ways
times better than this
to argue
podcast.
with
because you're
DVD
paying
and
for
he's
it.
laid
I
back
don't have a
and
problem
confused.
paying for it. There's no question. Can I ask you this one
Yo,
selfish question?
How do you look at $500 million? I would blow all of that shit.
Well,
How did you save it? You save it? Just look at it?
Yeah. Well,
What do you look at? You just look at your money?
But you ask.
How often do you look at your bank account? Like, say, oh, make sure I got.
Once a quarter, I meet with my guy.
You meet your guy?
Yeah, once a quarter. We meet with the whole team.
It's too hard. Saving money is so hard. When I'm saying saving it, like when money's sitting, there's so many laws that come with it. And unless you're savvy about how to hold it, you're going to lose it, man.
But you know what it is?
So hard. Pause.
Well, I lost everything at 23, 24, 25. The first time I made money.
23 years old. I just supposed to lose
Totally
everything.
get it. But
I lose everything every year.
But let me tell you, when I hit rock bottom at 25, my entire mindset changed.
What's rock bottom, jail?
No, I didn't go to jail.
What was rock bottom?
No, rock bottom is...
What's your version of rock bottom?
Lost financially. I'm about to file bankruptcy. I don't have a penny to my name.
That's not rock
All
bottom.
my credit cards are maxed out. Relationships are gone.
That's not rock
Girlfriend, fiance, and I'm about to go back into the military. To me, at 24, 25,
that wasn't rock bottom.
That was rock bottom for me.
You're spoiled.
You're so funny.
Let me tell you something. Rock bottom is when you don't have a place to live.
Yeah.
And you're a drug addict and you don't have your health.
No, that's not.
And you're not mentally stable.
Financially rock bottom. That's financially rock
25,
bottom.
25, everyone's financially rock bottom.
Yeah, well, but
these are the, you know what I mean?
What it did do, you know what I did learn?
Kids usually are in college, coming out of college with fucking debt, right?
You know Warren Buffett, obviously. And you know Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger is his partner that passed away.
Yeah.
There's a book he wrote called The Poor Charlie's Almanac. It's a very good book for you to have in the house. Just kind of look through. They interviewed his kids, and they said, what did Charlie talk about during dinner with you guys? He said, that's the book right there, by the way. He said, Dad always talked about people he knew that could have been rock stars that totally ruined their lives because of bad decisions. He taught more how to make bad decisions and avoid them than how to make good decisions. A lot of times when we get money or fame or success, sometimes you don't know how to handle the limelight. Sometimes you don't know how to handle the money.
How do you... Again, how does somebody coming from a social class of 99% understand day one how to deal with
zero? I'm with you. But for sure.
But I'm saying at 24, let's say you're broke. It's hilarious. Everyone at 24 is broke right now. Just ask Gen Z.
No, but what I'm saying. But I was a worker and I was a sales guy. I was a guy that actually worked.
What I'm saying is, I think it was way worse at the time than you thought. In hindsight, now
the worst point of my life was living in Iran, going through a war till 10 years old, and we got bombed 167 times in a day. That's real stuff that we have.
Where did that happen?
Iran.
You're from Iran?
I'm from Iran. Yeah, I was born in 78. We left Iran at 89. So I lived in Iran for almost 11 years. Yeah.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to
I actually want to watch the rest of this video, the rest of this podcast. That was pretty intense. I got for a minute. And Dame seems like he's on the brink of blowing up on somebody, you know what I mean? Getting real angry, like he's like confrontational. That could make for an interesting stuff like that. And PBD, he's just like smiling away. He's like pretty chill and laid back. He'll deep dive in questions and stuff, but he's pretty chill about it as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video like I did. That was super interesting. I'll leave in the description the link to this, and then from there you can click on the channel and find this full video as well. That might make it a little bit easier for you. If you guys want to watch this full podcast, check it out. Also, let me know what you think about this video and some of the things I talked about as well too in the comments. And I would love to read your comments and reply to you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again soon. Take care.